Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, tune in as we discuss March Madness players, upsets, matchups, and bracket busters. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly, easier said, done.
Believe it or not, summer is just around the corner. Luckily, Armor All, America's most trusted auto appearance brand, has what your car needs to get that perfect summer shine. Plus, now through May 31st, we'll give you $5 for every $20 you spend on Armor All products. That means car wash pods, protectant, tire shine, you name it. Find out how to get your $5 rebate at armorall.com. Armor All, less work, more clean. Terms apply.
In my mind, I knew I was going to pay the bill for her anyway, in hopes and faith that she would do the right thing, which was be respectful, come in on time, do her chores like everyone else.
This is the plaintiff, Quadasia Nelson. She says the defendant gave her an iPhone 6 and a laptop as presents. And after they had a disagreement over something, he stole them from her bag. That's right, he actually took her things out of her bag, won't give them back, and that's why she's suing for the $1,167.87 she's owed. This is the defendant, Marlo White. He says he raised the plaintiff since she was 4 years old. And this is the thanks he gets, a lawsuit? As far as the phone and laptop go, he did buy them for her as gifts. But once she began treating him disrespectfully, he took them back, which he has a right to do because he bought them. Bottom line, he's done with the plaintiff. Did the best he could, but owes her nothing. He's accused of stealing.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated, come forward, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Quadasia Nelson, you are suing your foster parent and godfather, Marlo White, for $1,167.87 that you say he owes you for a laptop, iPhone, and clothing allowance that he took from you. Tell me what happened.
In January, I moved to his house, and I had.
Did he raise you?
Since I was 2. I was back
Since
and
you were
forth
how old?
between 2. I was
2.
back and forth between his house and my mom's house.
Okay.
So
he raised you. Why? Back and forth between you and him. Why? Why was he taking you in?
Because he was my godfather. And
where's your father?
I don't live with him.
He's not in the picture.
No.
And is your mother here?
No.
Okay. Where did you spend more time, with your mother or with him?
Both. I would go to school from his house or my mom's house.
So what was your relationship with her mom?
Just a neighbor. I met them when we lived in the same neighborhood, and at the time I was partnered with someone else, and we used to see Quadasia and her mom, and one day we were in front of the building, and her mom was friends with our neighbors, and we were standing there, and our partner had a candy bar, and Quadasia was like, I want some of that, and from that point we just kind of had this connection, and we used to ask her mom for her to come over. We had an extra bedroom, so from that point on, that's where the relationship began. With us.
Did you become formally her foster parent?
I was her godfather before I became her foster parent.
But you did actually formally become her foster parent?
Yes.
Okay. Did you foster any other children or just her?
We have a 3.5-year-old that we've had since 9 days. She'll be 4 next month, and we have her 15-year-old sister at home, and then we have Natalie's 17-year-old daughter also.
So you end up moving back with him when?
In January.
All right, and what happens?
In January, I had moved back with him, and I had a Samsung Galaxy, and it was cracked, but it was still in working condition. But in March, it had like officially stopped working. So he had bought me an iPhone 6, and I had agreed to pay the phone bill. But then, like 2 weeks later, she had bought, Natalie Lewis had bought my younger sister and her daughter also an iPhone 6. So then when she did that, like, we came to agreement that I didn't have to pay the phone bill. So I
Who's
didn't
paying
pay
all those phone bills?
We pay them.
They paid
Okay.
them.
So is it accurate that you came to an agreement that she wouldn't have to pay the phone bills while she's living there? Or?
Well, as far as I was concerned, she was going to pay it anyway. She didn't have a job. So how was she going to pay the bill? I mean, she got a $100 allowance a month. So you figure she'd take 20 out of that. That would leave her with 80. But in my mind, I knew I was going to pay the bill for her anyway, in hopes and faith that she would do the right thing, which was be respectful, come in on time, do her chores like everyone else.
And what happened instead?
Instead, she did what she wanted to do. Come in whenever she wants, 4 or 5 in the morning. I could talk to her and say, one night I looked at dead in her face and I said, hey, you haven't been texting me. And if I'm paying for the phone, that's what I'm paying for, so you can stay in touch with me. She wants to do what she wants to do, how she wants to do it.
When she wants to do it.
Exactly, and that's how it is.
18.
18. She's not unique.
Well, I understand that, but guess what? We have 2 other teenagers at home and they don't do that.
100% right. And not only that, but your house, your rules. You know? Tell me about the circumstances surrounding, okay, so the computer then. What happens with the computer? You graduate from high school?
Yes, I graduated from high school, and he had bought me the laptop as like a graduation gift and as a birthday gift.
Then you move out, right? When do you move out?
I moved out October 28th.
Who's been paying your phone bill after that? You're not.
No, because he
And
took
you've
the
got
phone.
the phone.
Well, the thing is, the phone was a lease. So what happened is there's a balance left of $346.08 for the phone, which the phone was $600. And
Did you turn it in?
I still have to pay $346. No, I didn't turn it in to answer
So is
that
someone
question.
else using it?
No, it's just office on that sleep thing where you pay $8.99 a month. So I'm paying for that, you know. And also, the last time she was there, the same thing happened with the phone, and we had to pay $200 to get the phone to pay the early disconnection fee for that. So that was the last time.
Why would you do it again?
Hey, that's on me. That's on you, right? That's on us.
I mean, you know, everybody doesn't have to have an iPhone 6. Like, you know, you could, if her phone stopped working, buy her a Daisy phone. What the heck you call? Buy her, you know, a cheap Metro PCS. You got, and we call it something else in Miami.
No, you're absolutely.
I don't know what you guys, your equivalent is here, but you can have a $30, $40 phone, and you can make her pay. She can get a job. She can. You know, because that's part of the tough love, too, that, you know, she doesn't have to have an iPhone 6. It's a bad lesson to teach all these kids.
And the thing is, Your Honor, he always give her leapways of when she comes back. So we had to consider the other 2 girls. Like, you know, if you're doing this for her, like the other 2, too. So it always be Quadesia, always a leapway for that. And we always have to think of the other 2 girls, too, coming behind her.
Right, but what are you referring to, the phone?
Yes, the phone, because I told him no.
The iPhone 6.
No. There you go. Because I was against it. There you go. There you go. You're right about that.
Exactly.
I agree with you.
You think I have 3 teenagers in the house. I know exactly what is going down.
Yes, exactly. But at the end of the day, what happened is that.
But you know, it's kind of cute because at the end of the day, what happened is she is you're so lucky. You know, at the end of the day, she wants to give her daughter, but you're not Cinderella and the stepsisters are getting the bed. She like, all right, if I'm going to give my daughter an iPhone 6, then we got to give her an iPhone 6 too. I mean, not a lot of people are in your position. I understand what happened. You're moving out and it gets nasty. What ends up happening?
All right, so when he had came in the house, my caseworker was there, and so then he said, well, she's not leaving this house until I get my iPhone and my laptop. So I said, it's not yours, and I'm not giving it to you. So then he picked up, I had put my bags in like the living room, kind of. It's like the hallway in the house. And he had started to pick up one of my bags, and then I had pushed his hand, and I was like, no, actually I said, give me my bag. And he had pushed my hand, so I pushed his hand back, and then that's when me and him got into a physical altercation.
Physical fight?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So then that's when my caseworker, his girlfriend, and my god sister, her daughter had broke it up. So then he had called the agency and told them that he was putting my belongings in the hallway. And when I had looked in the hallway to go get my belongings, everything was there except my laptop and my phone.
So were those gifts to her?
First of all, the phone wasn't a gift. Like I said, everybody has a phone. The phone is just, as I said, for communication purposes. And then as far as the laptop is concerned, I had took the laptop from her because she was totally disrespectful, doing whatever she wanted, however she wanted to do it.
Okay, but was the laptop a graduation birthday gift?
It was partly that, under the conditions that she would do what she's supposed to do.
At any point in time, I mean, I understand that this is a heated situation. I understand what you're saying, that this is your gift to you and that you don't feel like it. But at any point in time, are you thinking to yourself, what he's done for you? Did that
I did, but why would you put your hands on me? When you are trained to become a foster parent, your first instinct is not to put your hands on a foster child at all, parent or not. And I feel like my mother doesn't put her hands on me, so it doesn't matter. You can talk to me and I'll understand where you're coming from. You don't have to put your hands on me for me to listen to you.
Okay.
Your Honor, I want to piggyback on that. She's the one who punched him.
She punched him?
Yes.
He punched me in my face.
I was right there
What she
as
was about to
witness.
do it.
He asked
That's why we
Wait a
escorted
minute,
her out the house.
hold on. He's reaching into her luggage
Like,
and she's
she
yanking
punched me
out
in
her
my
stuff.
face.
And then she's trying to get him to
She
stop.
punched me in my
We literally
face.
had to drag her out of the house, me and my daughter. When she got out there, she was
Kicking
banging
the
on the
door.
door.
Can I say
I'm
something,
gonna
please?
word to my mother. Every
Have you folks seen each other since this?
No.
No.
Do you miss her?
Listen, I love her, but I don't miss the attitude. I don't need any of that stuff.
Are you hoping that one day she matures and that you're able to have a relationship with her?
Listen, what I pray for is the best for her always. And that's all I'm going to do. As far as relationship, I leave that up to God. But what happens when every time she leaves, it's like a hurricane. Everybody's dismantled, the house is dismantled. Then we got to regroup
So if she
everybody
called
back
you
together.
in 6 months and said, I need to play...
No, absolutely not.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So he gives her an iPhone 6. Does he have a right to take it back?
Yes.
Why? Why? He gave it to her as a gift.
Oh my God.
Well, you think about it.
Well, if she's 18, she can go get a job and get her own phone plan.
That's true, but he gave it to her as a gift.
Yeah, but I mean, if she's 18, it depends on if she lives with him or not, too, I think.
Doesn't really? If you give somebody a gift no matter what, why isn't it not a gift forever?
It's a parental thing, I think, versus under his roof.
What if the kid's 40?
Well, that's different then.
Why is that?
Yeah,
because it's closer to you.
Yeah, way closer, yeah.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
I understand that this has gotten to a point where it's really quite sad, because you are lucky to have these people in your life, and now you've disposed of them. You've flushed the toilet on them.
Can I say something?
No, you cannot. You can listen, is what you can do. But you're 18, and when you're 18, you think you know everything, and you don't. He's not in court suing you. You're in court suing a man that took you in and was your foster parent and your godfather for all of that time. And your answer is, yeah, but I had a lot of problems with him, and, he put his hands on me. Okay, I got you. As for the phone, I find in your favor. I believe that although it's not because she isn't paying for it. I believe that was something that was given to her as a member of the household, just like every other member of the household had, and it's not your obligation to surrender that to her or pay bills after she leaves. As for the laptop, that was a gift. And whether or not you feel like, but wait, I'm the parent, I can just take it and pay. I get what you're saying, but not when it's a gift. The law, when it's a gift, a graduation gift, a birthday gift, is that it belonged to her. So I am ordering you to pay back the $435.49 of the value of the laptop. $483.49, verdict for the plaintiff. I'm going to get up, I'm going to bang the gavel, and I'm going to be done. And I'm never going to see you guys again. But I seriously hope that at some point, when you're looking at all this, you see a big picture and you see a forest and not just the tree that you have in front of you. You don't get it, and I know you're not going to get it now because you're angry. I know you're going to walk into that hallway. I'm going to be watching it from my chambers, and I'm going to say, oh, I can't believe that. The words I'm saying are not going to sink into you. But they will. They will. At some point when you realize what a hard, cruel world this is. And then you look back and then you think about the love and attention that you got from somebody and what you did with it here today. The day's gonna come, and I hope that your heart is open to it when it does. Because in many regards, her life has been hard, and she's 18, and 18-year-olds can be really, really stupid. So forgive it.
Good luck, folks.
Well, the judge rules, and let's see if what she just said to you at the end is true about what you're going to say when you come out here into this hallway. How well did you hear and absorb her words at the end?
I don't know.
Can you think about them?
No.
She asked you to, try to absorb the fact that there are people out there trying to do good things for you that one day you might appreciate. Do you glimpse that right now?
I guess so.
Okay. All right, good luck. All right, so you step on in here and right here, and what's your feeling on the outcome of this case here now?
I figured it would turn out the way that it basically did, because at the end of the day, I've done my best, as she said, and I'm saying I've raised her since she was 4, I've known her since she was 2, and I've taken care of her just like a parent. Now, I'm not a step-parent.
You still love
I'm a
her,
parent.
right?
Of course, I'm going to always love her, and I always wish the best for her, but not at my expense anymore.
You are taking yourself out of the picture for sure, or are you willing to step back in?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. She has to. I'm not going to step back in unless it's a death, dying situation. Other than that, she has to learn the hard way. She has to learn for herself what life is really about. And as the judge says, people are not. This is a cruel world today.
All right.
It's not a nice world.
All right, to the street and harbor.
Okay, I mean, here's the thing. Even if the kid's under 18, fact is a gift forever. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, tune in as we discuss March Madness players, upsets, matchups, and bracket busters. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly, easier said, done.
These are the plaintiffs, Trevor McPherson Sr. and Trevor McPherson Jr. Trevor Sr. says his son was hit while riding his bicycle by a car driven by the defendant, and the uncaring, irresponsible woman is ignoring his request to pay the medical bills and the value of the messed up bike. The defendant should be thankful nothing more serious happened, and she should have just done the right thing in the first place by paying him the $238.88 she owes. This is the defendant, Joyce Bowl. She says the plaintiff, Trevor Jr., whizzed through a stop sign without stopping, going the wrong way down a one-way street, and he wasn't even wearing a helmet. Luckily, she had her foot on the brake, and she was just rolling, because if she was accelerating, he could have been killed. A cop was behind her and saw the whole thing and made a report. Bottom line, she did nothing wrong. She can prove it. That's why she's not paying them any money. She's accused of clipping a kid.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant nailed his son while he was on his bike, but the defendant says the kid was going the wrong way on a one-way street and wasn't even wearing a helmet. It's the case of your driving ain't jiffy.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Trevor McPherson Jr. and Sr.
Yes.
You are suing Joyce Bowl.
Yes.
For $238.88, the cost of the bicycle and medical copay because there was an accident. All right. You were on your bicycle?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
16.
All right, what happened?
I was...
Actually, can you come up here and maybe show? Oh, is that the bicycle? You brought the bicycle.
Is.
All right. Okay, you be the bicycle. We actually have a bicycle on a magnet. I love this. Love my staff.
All right. So, I guess this was her coming up. And here was another car right here.
Okay.
So, I was riding up here.
Okay, you put yourself like on the block. Were you in the street or where were you?
No, I was on the sidewalk right here.
On the sidewalk?
Yeah, I was right here. And then I was going to 4th Street Park to play basketball.
Okay.
And I seen both cars stop. I looked both ways and no cars were moving. So I proceeded to go up. I was on my bike riding slowly across. And then as I know it, I hear an engine rev up before I even look. The car hits me right here.
Okay, I have
in
a
the back.
question. Your bike was heading where? Had you not been hit, which way were you heading?
I was going straight. My bike
You were going to
got
go
hit.
straight and then do what? Go left?
No, just go straight.
Just go straight.
Yeah.
All right. Is there a stop sign where you are on the street that you're on?
I believe there was a stop sign here, but no.
Is there a four-way stop? Does everybody have a stop?
I'm not.
There isn't.
Okay, hold on one second. Do you know or you don't know?
No, I don't know.
Okay, but according to you, you see her car stopped.
Yeah.
And then you think they're all giving you passage. Do you know if the car in front of you has a stop?
I believe.
You
yeah.
have no idea what the stop situation
No.
is.
The car that was here had a stop sign, and she was right here.
Right.
So I seen both cars stop, saying that's a
And
signal.
so the car in front of you has a stop sign, and you believe you had a stop sign too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then
And you're not sure if 4th Street has a stop sign.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I'm not sure
Okay.
about that.
Are you sure now after the accident or no?
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
And then so I thought that was a signal to go. So I went, and as I know, I got hit on the back by my back tire.
Okay.
And then I fell.
Did you get hurt?
Got a couple of scrapes. That's it.
Okay, good. Mercifully.
Mhm.
All right, go ahead and go back. So, Dad, how do you find out what happened?
I was actually in Florida visiting my mother. So his mother was the one that called me to tell me what happened and so forth.
After everything?
After everything, correct.
Okay.
And,
So,
And she was the one that went to, pick him up at the hospital and so
okay,
forth.
you ended up in the hospital. How come?
They said that since I'm not over 18, that I can't
just
sign
as a
off.
precaution? They
Yeah,
wanted
just
you-
as a precaution. That I
Okay,
have
did
to
you hit your head or no?
No.
Okay. I mean, you always have to be careful if you hit your head.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you think you're okay, you hit your head, you go to a hospital and you make sure it's okay.
Well, and plus there was a police officer that was a few cars behind, I believe.
Yeah.
And did that police officer write a report?
He did.
Okay, can I see the report?
Okay.
While you're handing me that, can you tell me what happened?
Yeah, those are not the right directions for those, for what happened.
Okay, why don't you come over and show me?
Thank you, sir.
This is a southbound street, Jefferson. I was on here.
So you had a stop sign?
No.
Okay, then reorient yourself, okay? Because that's Jefferson, that's 4th. Are you on 4th or on Jefferson?
I'm on
Jefferson.
I'm on Jefferson, heading southbound.
Okay.
There's no stop sign on this street.
Okay.
This is a westbound one-way street. This is a southbound one-way street.
Okay.
In Hoboken, all the streets are mainly one-way.
Okay.
He had a stop sign.
Okay.
This car.
So that stop sign that's there is there, but for 4th Street.
Right. I don't have to. I have the right of way.
On Jefferson.
I don't have to slow down. I can just keep going.
And then there's the bike. Put the bike where the bike was.
It's in the middle of the street.
Okay.
I slow down at every intersection in Hoboken. I have my 1-year-old in the car.
Okay.
Because a lot of the taxis go through the stop sign.
Okay. So
I-
according to you, 4th Street, 4th Street is all one way, according to you.
It's a westbound street.
Okay, and then the westbound traffic has a stop sign.
Yes.
And he's heading in the wrong direction
In the
on
middle of the
4th Street. Okay. And that's how
The
the
impact
accident
in the
happened.
middle of the intersection here.
Okay. All right, so can I see a police report? Is there really a
Yes.
police officer right behind you guys?
Two cars behind was a police officer.
All that is on the police report is Pedalist says he was traveling, east.
Yes.
Oh, that would be opposite to traffic. Were you
Yes.
traveling opposite to traffic?
I was on the crosswalk. I remember that.
Let me just first make sure. I need you to understand the
Sure,
map.
this is where
This
it
is
is.
Jefferson,
Mhm.
and this is 4th. Were you on 4th or on Jefferson?
On Jefferson. I was on Jefferson.
Okay, you know that the police officer.
Wait, Jefferson is no. I'm sorry.
says-
I'm on.
Right.
I was heading towards.
Were you on 4th or were you on Jefferson? I just want to know, your bike was traveling on 4th or your bike was traveling on Jefferson?
I believe 4th then. As
Okay.
It's gotta be here.
So now, and the officer says in the report that you told him you were heading east on 4th.
No.
Okay. All right. Now, do you have pictures?
I have pictures of the intersection.
Yeah, let me see your pictures. Who has the stop sign, Dad?
There is no stop sign that I saw.
There is a stop sign.
What were you saying? Why doesn't the police officer write in the report there was a stop sign? Did he?
There is. It's on here, and you can see there's a diagram. It also shows where the impact was and where he was traveling.
Yeah, the diagram kind of shows it exactly the way you say.
You can show her exactly where it happened.
this is a stop sign, right? And that stop sign is facing that way, right? Okay, so that's westbound traffic on 4th?
Right, she's heading, it's a one-way coming
And
down.
she's heading this way on Jefferson. Is that right? Okay. So,
No, because Jeff...
look, guys, it's super simple. Does she have a stop sign or doesn't she? Because if what happened was he misread the cues, then stuff happens. Thank God that this wasn't worse.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't mean that she's responsible for it. My job is to figure out who has the right of way. So, who has the stop sign? The traffic on 4th or the traffic on Jefferson?
Jefferson has the stop sign.
Okay, well, that's what we're going to find out then. Because that's not what he just said was.
If he's going from 4th from one side of the sidewalk to
It's
the other,
very
there is
simple.
no stop
He's
sign
on
there.
4th. He had told me he was on Jefferson, but he changed that. He said he's on 4th, which is what the police report says. The police report says he's going in the wrong direction on 4th if 4th is all one way. Really, the best evidence of where a stop sign is in the police report. So, out of curiosity, what did you do when you got the lawsuit?
I called my brother. He's a police officer, and I sent him the police report. So he said, just, don't engage.
Okay, so did you engage, though, at some point?
So I got a second letter, and that said that I had to go to court.
Okay.
So I called up. At that point, I thought, you know what, maybe the kids were afraid to tell their parents that they were driving down the middle of the road with no helmets, and, maybe they were afraid to tell their parents this. So I thought maybe the parents don't know what's going on, So I thought I'd just call up and say, look,
here's the police
your son was at fault.
report.
He was lucky not to get issued
He's not telling you the whole story.
And, luckily I wasn't hurt. Your son wasn't hurt.
Right.
My baby wasn't hurt.
Right.
Everyone was okay.
Well, your baby was never going to be hurt by it.
Well, it easily could have happened that if I hadn't
if you'd
slowed
swerved, hit another car,
I had an infant in the car. Anybody could have been hurt.
Okay.
We were all lucky. We should be grateful.
Okay, who'd you talk to?
I spoke to the mother.
And how'd that go?
Bizarre.
Why?
So, is this kid automatically responsible because he was going the wrong way?
Yes.
Yeah, but does that automatically make him responsible?
Yeah.
So the person who's going in this way, do they have a duty to look both ways if it's a one-way street?
Of course.
Really? If it's a one-way street, you have to look in the opposite direction to make sure somebody's not going the wrong way?
You have to know your surroundings. You're on the road, anything can happen.
You buying that? You have to look in the direction where cars shouldn't be going?
I think you should look, but I still think the kid's at fault.
If the kid's at fault. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
She said that I had ruined her son's baseball career, that he had a helmet and he was walking on the sidewalk, and they had videos to prove it, that I was texting. And I said, okay,
That is bizarre.
I think we should hang up the phone. And I hung up the phone. I said, I gotta go.
He doesn't even play baseball. Where did that come from?
I don't know where that came from.
My wife never told me. He doesn't even play baseball. He played basketball.
Okay.
I'm not sure where that's coming from.
You know what? Maybe I ruined his basketball career. Could be.
Okay, did this ruin your basketball
He had
career?
a Band-Aid on his leg.
He had a Band-Aid on his leg.
Yeah.
All right, so if the stop sign is in fact, as the police say it is, why don't you tell me on what theory is it that she would have to pay for what happened?
Well,
I mean, you realize
can I
you have
just
a police
point something
report
out
that
first,
says
though?
that your son wasn't on Jefferson. Your son now says he wasn't on Jefferson. He was on 4th.
I guess the big discrepancy here is from what my son's telling me, as opposed to what's on the police report. And I guess that's where.
Honey, but let's just put an end to this. Like, what street were you on?
I was on 4th going up.
There you go. We're done. Verdict for the defendant.
Well, here they come out of the courtroom, the plaintiff's side of things, step in here. Well, the evidence proves that he was going the wrong way on the wrong street.
I guess I got misled on some information, so, but I think it's appearing on my part. I was following up, but as it turns out,
all right, what's the message now here? Now that it's all over, luckily, thank goodness he's okay.
Be absolutely more careful when you're riding your bike and so forth.
You saying that to me?
No, to him.
Yeah, well, maybe you should look at him.
We've already told him that.
You've talked it over?
Yeah.
How's the basketball career?
Good.
All right, good. If you were football, maybe you could do an Odell Beckham kind of thing with that hair there. But it's basketball. All right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Be safe now. Be careful.
Okay.
Health is the most important thing. All right, so step on in here. They don't win their case, but fortunately, that young man is okay.
Well, that was my main concern, and I have to say that, he's lucky. He's got his dad was great, and he had a brother with him at the time, and they're just really fine kids. They're really good kids, and I'm really glad that everyone was all right. Everybody came out safe.
Okay, all right. Harvey?
Okay, I mean, the reality here in terms of negligence is there is no good reason why this defendant would have to look to see if somebody's going the wrong way. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Anne. She says she agreed to rent an apartment from the defendant for her parents to live in. Her mother saw it and loved it, but when she brought her father by on numerous occasions, he could never gain access. Eventually, he decided against renting the place because he could never go see it when he wanted. Now she's having one heck of a time recovering the $891 she's owed, so she's suing. This is the defendant, Jacqueline Williams. She says the plaintiff was very anxious for her to take the apartment off the market when her mother saw it and paid her a deposit and security. About a month later, she calls and says they changed their minds and want all their money back. They begged and begged a million times, so it'd be nice she refunded their security. Now look where it's gotten her, into a lawsuit because they want the rent returned too. She's accused of not giving it all back.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff rented an apartment for her parents to live in, but the defendant wouldn't give the dad access, so they canceled and didn't get their money back. The defendant says the plaintiff's mom saw it, so tough. It's the case of father knows best.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay. Anne, you've asked to be referred to only as Anne. You are suing Jacqueline Williams for $891 partial rent that you gave her from March 15th through March 31st that you feel she should not be able to keep. Tell me what happened.
Okay, I went. I think it was February 26th, which was a Thursday. I saw online that Miss Williams' place was for rent on Zillow, and it also was listed there was the name of the real estate broker. I asked her if I could go and see the place. She did speak to the owner, and she said I could come by at about 6 p.m. So I went there at 6 p.m. I saw the place. I expressed to Miss Williams that it's not for me, it's for my parents, and I wanted them to come and take a look at it.
So what day did you go look at it?
I went on the 26th.
Okay, and did your parents ever come look at it?
Yes, my mother came on the 27th. My father was unable to come.
Okay.
So my mom came and she looked at it, and she, at first she was saying, well, it's too small and everything. And Miss Williams was saying, well, you can't get everything you want. And at the time, I agreed with Miss Williams. So that's what happened on the 27th. And on that day, I also said, well, I like the place a lot. And I gave her, at that time, I gave her $1,625 and $891.
So you rented the place?
The rent, yes. I gave her the money for the place, yes.
Okay, so apparently your mother liked it.
Well, I did. I was the one that was pushing it. I wanted her, so I did give her the money.
Okay, but you rented the place.
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I did.
so you gave her how much? $1,625.
$1,625 and $891.
So the $1,625 was supposed to be security deposit?
No, $1,625.
And the $891 was going to be rent from March 15th? Not from March 1st?
Not from March 1st, because it was already the 26th, and she said she wanted it for the 1st, but I said that's impossible. It's in 2 days, on the 27th.
It was impossible for you?
Yes, it was impossible.
Okay,
so it was from the 15th to the 31st.
Okay, so she was going to give up that half month's rent in order to make this deal work.
Yes.
Then you guys or your parents were supposed to move in on the 15th, but what happened?
My father didn't get a chance to see the place. So he wanted to see the place. So on the Sunday I had spoken, which I do have the text message that I spoke to the real estate agent and asking her if we could see it, but she said Miss Williams was sick at that time. And also the 2nd now we asked her. And then the real estate agent she said on the 6th that we could see, but when the 6th came, I said, well, my father said he's been trying to see it for so long and it's been impossible. So at this point, he's just going to go by what my mom said, saying that it was too small and it's not suitable for them.
Okay.
Then she said, well, after going back and forth, she did give me back the broker's fee and Miss Williams.
How much did you pay in broker's fee?
$1,625.
Separate from the $1,625 you paid her in security?
Yes.
So you had laid out $1,625.
Yes.
plus $1,625 plus $891 for this place. $4,141, and your father hadn't seen it?
Yes.
Why hadn't your father gone to see it if he knows his daughter was putting out $4,141?
Because I was the one that was leading the really looking.
Well, then why does he all of a sudden have a voice?
Because they're the one that's going to live
Well,
there.
then I guess they needed to have a voice. You see, you can't have it both ways. Like, well, who do your parents think they are? I mean, they ask you to take care of it. You do, and then now what? You know, either they're in on it from the beginning or they're not in on it from the beginning. And your mother must have loved it because you wouldn't lay down $4,000 if your mother didn't love it. You're backtracking now because apparently you found another place.
No, we
or
didn't
they
find
changed your
another
mind.
place.
Were they moving from somewhere to be closer to you?
They were in my house.
They were in your house. Oh, you definitely pushing this. All right. So now.
Right.
So now you tell me, you get a call on what day saying, change our minds.
Okay, I got a call around the 6th and said they changed their mind. But before that...
Did they say why? Before that, go ahead.
Initially, the mom said that the bedroom, when she said, I said you can get everything, it's very spacious as you walk in. She said the bedroom itself may not be large enough. And I said, what size is your bedroom? Is it a king size? She said a queen size. I said, but I had a queen size in there and I had all these things, so it could fit. Additionally, plaintiff said to me, don't worry about it. Everything is okay. Don't put the house back on the market because mom had some little thing. Say, well, I don't know, I'm not sure. And I said, I hear what your mother said, so I have to put my apartment back on the market. I can't keep it up if your mom is not sure. The plaintiff said to me, don't worry about it, here is the check.
Behind her mother's back?
Her mother was...
Did her mother see that she was giving the check?
Her mother was at the door. I don't know if her mother saw. Her mother was right
there. Did your
there.
parents know that you gave money down?
I think they didn't. My mom did know that I gave, but she didn't know that it was going to be committing them. I think what was understood is like I was trying to get it or at least hold it to I figured my father would
But do you
agree.
understand what you're suggesting? You're suggesting that there's a world that exists where you can pay $4,000 to lull her into thinking that it's rented, and then when it's too late for her to rent it, that you could say, ha, gotcha, we changed our minds, give me the money back. And then she took it off the market, didn't rent it to somebody else, and then you get to keep your money. So you putting the money down is the same as not. It's free for you. There's no risk for you.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
But that is what you're saying.
She took it off the market. It was the night of which is a Thursday. I mean, the Thursday I went to see. The Friday I went to see.
That is exactly what you are saying. You are saying, I gave her the money so that she'd take it off the market. And she did. And then you got back everything except for the rent. The realtor, I don't understand why the realtor gave her back the realtor fee. Because realtors have earned the realtor fee when they have found you a place that's ready, willing, and able to rent to you. I don't understand how that happened. But you got that back, which is a bonus. Then you got back the security deposit, which she should because she didn't wreck the place. They didn't even move in. So the only thing that this landlord is keeping is what you bargained for, which is, hold the place. This is our place. Here's all the money. We're renting it. No, don't put it back on the market. Can't do that. So she takes all the risk, and then there's no risk to you if your parents change their minds?
So is this plaintiff out of luck?
Yeah, if he wanted to live there, he should have gone to see it with them.
You're nodding yes.
I am. Yeah, they're out of luck, but if the wife liked it, happy wife, happy life.
That's funny. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
It was a matter of, I think, 2 days. That's what I was. I
don't care if it's 2 seconds. Once you hand over $4,000 and tell her, we got a deal, you got a deal. And she is out that $891. When did you end up renting the place?
The 1st of April.
The 1st of April. So that is exactly what you're out. Another landlord might not. When did you return the security deposit?
On the 7th. She called on the 6th, and her husband came on the 7th.
I would not have done that because what if I hadn't rented it in April? Now I only had, less than 30 days to rent it. The law gives you 30 days to rent it. Somebody has to give you 30 days notice. So she could have actually kept that for the next month's rent.
I didn't.
Are you listening to me?
I am.
Because I'm not making up the law. I need you to I need you to close your mouth and open your ears. Close your mouth and open your ears. So since you hadn't even given her 30 days notice, because you're telling her on the 7th that you're not going on the 15th, she would have a right to go ahead and keep the other 15 days of April 1st or April 15th. Now, of course, I would keep it to see if I rented it. Once you rent it on April 1st, you can't keep more than what you're out. So since you were able to rent it, you were lucky and able to rent it on April 1st, the law would only allow you to keep what you actually ended up keeping. But most landlords would have waited to see whether they were going to rent it before even deciding how much to return to you. So no, she's not going to return the $891. Contracts are real. They exist, even when they're verbal, even when they're month to month, even when they haven't been reduced to writing yet, even when they exist. And when you hand somebody $4,000 and say, we got a deal, please, whatever you do, don't rent it to anybody else, you don't get all of your money back. Verdicts for the defendant.
Thank you.
All right, so step on out here. How'd that go for you?
Not the way I expected it to go.
No. What surprised you about that ruling?
I thought that because a lot of time, then only a day passed or 2 days passed, that it was not going to be, I didn't think it was.
You thought a day was, it's not that much time. But
Yeah,
you know the law now, right?
Yes, I know
Which
the
is
law.
what? 1 day equals?
The same amount as, I guess, as you're saying.
The whole month. That's right. Okay, that's how the law works.
And I didn't ask her to give it to me right away. That's what I think even Ms. Williams was saying. I did say whenever amount of time, whenever possible.
We actually got back more than you were actually entitled to, so you should be happy.
Okay.
Follow Officer McIntosh this way. All right, step in here and tell us why you were so nice and gave her back more than you needed to. Come on, up here.
Well, I was nice enough because I think it was just a Christian thing to do. So I did that.
You're a nice landlord.
Thank you.
Harvey?
Okay, you know what? I got a couple of seconds, so I want to give you some ground rules on contracts. Number one, you have a legal right to break a contract. You always have that legal right. What you need to do is gauge the amount of damages that you're going to have to pay as a result of your breach. And that can vary wildly. It may be that the other side doesn't incur any damage, or they may incur a huge amount of damage. So you got to judge what it is. You have a right to breach the contract as long as you're willing to pay.
Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, tune in as we discuss March Madness players, upsets, matchups, and bracket busters. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly, easier said, done.